got some interesting information here that I think is fascinating. Folks, the tidal wave is here. It's not going back out. It's about ready to wash college and university as we know it. It's going to wash it out. And I don't know if you've ever seen these crazy tidal waves. When a tidal wave comes in, it's like a wall of water, and it just comes in and flattens everything, and it drags a lot of stuff back out to sea. But what it doesn't take out to sea with it, it's just like a magnet. It just guts buildings and homes and cars, and it just leaves behind it a trail of destruction. I think that's where our college and university system is heading if they don't make a really, really quick pivot. Because it's one thing for corporate America to start to go, you know what? Let's create our own training program for these students that go to college because they're not ready to perform for us in the real world. Let's create our own program. Google's done it. A lot of companies are starting their own training programs. And I think there's a great opportunity for partnership between corporate America and higher ed. But I'm telling you right now, with what's happening on college campuses right now, with all the activism and all the outrage, it's gotten bananas. And not only the kids not ready to perform as they come out of college, they're also woke ninnies. They can't function unless everybody agrees with them. So the college degree is getting caught up in this deal. And the validity is coming under appropriate scrutiny. So here's some new information. Red Balloon and Public Square surveyed more than 70,000 small businesses. Now, let me tell you something. Most polling data that you hear, whether it's on this show or on the news, is usually in 1,000 to 1,200 because that's what pollsters consider a legitimate sample size. In other words, it's got enough respondents in it at 1,000 to 1,200 that mathematically it would hold up. But this is bananas. 70,000 small businesses. They were polled about the future of economics as a part of their their annual Freedom Economy survey. So here was one of the most consequential data points. And it's consequential in that it was a big change. The change? How small business owners view college-educated students. 89% of small business owners say that college campuses no longer foster the debate and critical thinking to solve problems. Okay, I could do a whole segment on just this data point. This is substantial. Nearly 90% of small business owners think that college campuses have become a woke playground. That's what that means. When you see things like they no longer foster the debate and critical thinking needed to solve problems, that's a pollster writing that. By the way, real people don't talk that way. Only pollsters talk like that. The data finds that college campuses no longer foster the... Let me just tell you something. Small business owners are like, they're a bunch of freaking woke ninnies. That's what they're saying. They don't teach critical thinking anymore. It's groupthink. It's mob think. That's what this is saying. Why would small business owners even bring this up? College campuses no longer foster debate or critical thinking because they're watching what's going on in the news. Everything's about woke and we're going to shout you down or we're going to protest, we're going to walk out. All right. So they're automatically going, look, these are the kids that if I hire them, they're going to come to my office and act this way. More than 83% of small business owners indicated they are either less likely or see no difference in hiring candidates with 4-year degrees from major universities. Less likely or see no difference in the college degree when they're considering hiring someone. And you think, well, this is small business, mom and pop. No, it isn't. A small business classification is designated on companies 1 up to, I believe, 499. If I'm wrong, it's 1 to 599 employees. So this doesn't mean like the mom and pop ice cream shop. 69% of small business leaders agreed that graduating college students don't enter the workforce with relevant skills that the businesses require. So what would those skills be? You ready? Some of it's just soft skills, the ability to communicate properly. How about the ability to maybe take inventory? I'll tell you what they do know how to do. They know how to protest. They know how to walk out of class. They know how to cry enough that university staffs are creating quiet rooms and safety nets, safety places for kids to go when they've been offended by another student. Oh my gosh. Put a freaking helmet on. Put a helmet on. By the way, if their parents haven't taught them by now to be able to handle a different opinion and not take it personal, it's one thing for someone to call you a name, bully you, humiliate you. That's one thing. It's another thing for someone to just go, I believe this, and it pisses you off to the point that you're a wreck. That's a big difference. 86% of businesses said they prefer a job candidate with 4 years of experience in the field over someone with a 4-year college degree. Well, of course. I mean, I get that. But that just shows you, again, the college degree, all it's doing is starting kids at ground zero, which makes you question whether or not it's relevant. It's not. It's fascinating. Now, let's just look at this for a second, okay? I was just thinking. I was doing some research today on the trucking industry for another show. And I'm reminded that Walmart recently started paying their truckers $110,000. That's not a starting salary, I don't believe. But the point is you can make $110,000 driving a truck for Walmart. And I promise you, because Walmart's so big, you're getting a really awesome benefit package as well. Now, you don't need a college degree to drive a truck for Walmart. But what about a liberal art major or a gender study major? Oh, yeah. We got that liberal arts. Know how to think. Can't drive a truck. Know how to think. Well, you actually could drive a truck if you went to the truck training school. Is that what they call it? Truck training school? Sounds good to me. You realize that if you come out of school with a liberal arts major or a gender study degree, that the trucker's going to make double what you're making? And you're up to your eyeballs in debt. But you can't do much at all. So that's the whole point. I am all for the liberal arts and teaching people to think. But that's not what's happening on college campuses. We aren't teaching them to think. We're teaching them to be offended. Good Lord, there's a difference. See, the idea of being offended is okay if I then start to think. Why am I offended? Should I be offended? But no, there's no thinking. It's all feeling. And that's the problem. So, we need to fix it. We need to fix it quick. And the way we do it is colleges, universities need to get in a room with businesses and go, how can we train them to help you? That's a start.